How to find God, right? I am Nana Kwame Ochere. I appreciate you so much, right? It's a beautiful moment this time round, right? Yes. It's a powerful new month, and amazingly, it is very beautiful. I've been telling you that the earth is beautiful, right? Now, how do you connect to God? Okay. Now, before I continue, let me establish this that listen, the Yahweh consciousness trauma has been very severe. And that is the hardest thing to recover from, okay? The Yahweh consciousness trauma, the Yahweh consciousness enslavement, right? To recover from that trauma is very severe. I don't know if I should write a book on that, but I'm not good with the writing. I have lots of book things in my mind, but how to start writing them is the problem. Is the problem. Many souls have not recovered from the Yahweh conscious trauma. The Yahweh consciousness relationship. It was very narcissistic, illegal, and it is an attachment that is very hard to deal with. And you know why it's hard to deal with? Because it was administered to you right from childhood. Even when you were in the womb, right? The suppression was there because the energy of your mother was channeled to that. And you know that in pregnancy, the child is having everything you, okay? People think that it's only the food that you eat that the child gets to also get. No, your faith, your culture, everything, your child subconsciously downloads it. So when your child comes out, she's not new to you. She's not new to the culture, right? That is why you have babies that are toddling, right? To the robots, to the AI, because listen, they were aware they were aware of the frequency. They connected. You see, people should know that everything is cellular, right? Everything is cellular. Everything is atomic, okay? So every connection to is cellular, okay? Even they call it cell phones, right? Cell phone, right? It's cellular. It's a cellular device. It's made for your cells, okay? How strong your cells are will determine how you survive around that object, okay? Because trust me, if you are somebody that you are heavily using the devices and you don't have a lifestyle to, then you are going to put your whole body on a certain level of stress, okay? Now, when we say um, um, your cells having aliens attacking it, it's all about how stressed your cells become, okay? So even in the cancer patients, right, the cancer thing, they should tell them the truth that it is their cells that are stressed, okay? They need to be charged and strengthened. When they become strong, they can fight everything, okay? That is how many people have also recovered from that situation, because they had to embrace a beautiful lifestyle. So trust me, let's keep on working on our body, right? Our mind, our soul. We will get there. We will be fine, okay? Because this is the moment that you really need to really consider transformation, okay? Yes, and it's very important. Recovering from the Yahweh consciousness is severe. It's hard. People haven't recovered yet. And you know, how do I put it? English is the problem. Do you know one thing that is so serious? Some people have even entered into a certain, I don't know if I should call it spirituality, but they are still attached. They've entered into the spirituality with their Yahweh idol, okay? They've come in with it, right? So they are still attached, okay? And you see it sometimes. People come into your DM trying to communicate with you, but you realize that the person is still smelling the Yahweh consciousness, okay? You smell it around the person. I don't know if you've really seen that, but there are some people that will come to you, yes, today still smell it, which means that when situations get worse, they can go back. It's very simple as that, okay? With such a person, you still can't find God because you are pleasing the matrix. So this whole finding God, I'm building it on the Yahweh consciousness trauma, that addiction, that relationship, okay? That is really preventing people from finding God, because the true God isn't outside. The true God isn't outside. Listen to me very carefully. The true God isn't outside. The true God is inside you, right? The true God is inside you. And you find that God in your heart. So now listen. When we say God, we are talking about your higher consciousness. That is the place where God makes sense, right? The greatest believer is the one who believes in self, because that is the same place you are going to find God. If you begin to shift from the inside to the outside, trying to find God outside, there you find manipulation, because there is a third dimension reality that is giving you a doctrine of God too. And that is the Yahweh consciousness you are seeing. Religions are operating under the vibration of the Yahweh consciousness. They all succumb to the alien. Listen to me very carefully. So with that frequency, you can't find God. You just find a deity. You find a deity. There's a difference between God and deity. Even the word God self is not even the reality, okay? Because God is nothing. Actually nothing. But we are being personal. So when you come with God, there is an interpretation that I have, and the vibration is in the self. Listen, right? I'm telling you something that is very powerful. So for you to find God, you have to recover from the Yahweh consciousness. Finding God is a frequency, a higher frequency. And you can't find that God in the dimension or in the plane where you are paying bills. In the plane where you are paying bills. Listen to me very carefully. In the plane where you are paying bills. In this plane where you are paying rent. You are paying bills. How do you find God in that plane? Right? Let me tell you something. The God that you find in the third dimension is the same as survival. That God is making sense because of a certain survival essence, okay? So that's why you see many people finding, because there are problems in the world, okay? There are troubles, there are situations, there are traumas, okay? So if you come or if there is a certain hope or a certain, kind of manifestation that you are seeing. For example, I was in the gutters and now I have mansions, okay? When I started praying and when I started going to church, some people have a testimony like that. When I started going to church and when I started taking God serious, now I had a visa, okay, to travel to America, and this God is so good. This is so you realize that the material acquisitions are the validity, okay? They are the validity, right? Because there is a world that is hungry for money. There is a world that is hungry to live a certain lifestyle. But for you, but for you, but for you, but for you. So you see how to find God. How to find God is when you raise your frequency higher. And I'm coming to teach you 3 things that you can do to raise that frequency. Because listen, a dimension where you are paying bills, a dimension where there is a certain family system to serve, a dimension where there is a relationship to serve, a dimension where there is marriage, religion, hospital, pharmacy, media, news, you can't find God there. But here is the case: some people are vibrating in this and they think they believe in God. The true believer of God is the one who has found God within. But you, the person that has found God within, you are criticized. They say you don't believe in God. So now you talk to somebody, say, do you believe in God? When you are saying, oh, by the universe I've been able to, or when you say universe, they think that, oh, they put it like, you are part of the people. You don't believe in God, so you don't. So to them, when we are talking about God, it should be something that you are saying that they know. Talk like how they talk, believe like how they believe, connect like how they connect. So imagine, as a child being brought up this way, right? You will please. You will be a pleaser. Because all your life you are living to impress, or you are living so that one day you will be favored somewhere in a gate. You will reach a gate and they will favor you or something. It's serious. There are sects even in that kind of consciousness. If you go to them and you ask them, so will you go to, you believe in God, so will you go to heaven? Oh, me, I don't know. You see, the time will tell. There will be judgment day. So they are still going by the court of law approach, that one day to be like a court hearing, a court case. And it's like God is sitting here and there is a TV here and they are playing some things and angels will come and hold you and that is theatrics. That is Hollywood, right? So imagine growing up with that drama in your mind. How do you find God? And that is how they have been able to suppress souls for ages. Dark magic is working because people haven't found God within. Dark magic is working on the people because people have not found God within. How do you find God then? I told you, I gave you one and I said, break from the spell of the Yahweh consciousness and you are going to be fine. Eradicate. Because that one too takes work. And eradicating that is going to put you in dark night. Actually, the last phase, final phase to defeat during your dark night is the Yahweh consciousness. Especially for people who live or who have enrolled so much deeply in religion. To the point that it's like, am I on the right path? I'm a religious, I was a religious, you see this, and I am now saying that I am no more religious, and right now I have locks. Am I on the right path? Am I making a mistake? So you realize that the person is not inside, the person is not intuitive, the person is still pleasing the system. So that's why I say that not everybody in locks or not everybody in locks or whatever. Some people are defining spirituality by a certain piercing earrings. The fact that you see them with earrings or whatever doesn't confirm. Though it's beautiful. Wearing those ornaments makes you godly. You send out a godly vibration. But trust me, many people are in the locks, they are in all these things, but they actually have no idea about this whole God thing. They are locked up in the Yahweh consciousness and they are just doing rituals. When you come here, you see people that mix things. They mix. There is a certain spirituality that is called Jollof spirituality, very assorted. It's like that's how they do. They run. So it's like they run to the Yahweh consciousness, then they run to the. It's like they think that. How do I even put it? They run to Yahweh consciousness more, and then. They are still, pouring libation, and they are still, then they are still calling some idols. Then they are still running. You see those kind of Unstable people, good. Those are the people that the dark, low vibration energies love them. They possess them so much, and they use them because they are not on their own. You see, because those people, they are actually sell out. And these entities, they know when you don't have a stable mind, right? That's why they told you. You see, the secret is there that double-minded or an unstable mind is an abomination to that God. Listen, I said the Bible carries a certain truth, expose. Unstable mind. So what is an unstable mind? The person is not stable. The person is not real. You can't find God if you are fake. You fake entities. You fake with them. It's like you are here, then you are here, then you are here. You call this. Some people be like, I call on every spirit. Like I call the Yahweh conscious spirit. They all use me for work. Listen, it means that you are so much deep. You are even worse, and your situation is worse. For now, you don't see it. For now, you won't see it. For now, you won't see anything. You'll be. But listen. The whole karmic frequencies begin this year, because this year is a year of karma. Whatever people have sown, they are going to reap. Whatever you have sown, no one is excluded. So, for you to find God, you need to begin to invest in yourself. Go within yourself. When you begin to fast, certain intentional fasting makes you high. You hear from intuition, because God is your intuition. That voice that you hear. When was the last time you heard that voice? First, you used to be like, first I used to hear when I'm going somewhere, it's like a voice tells me that go here, then I go and I find this, then I meet this. Now what happened? Because you see, the world is getting tougher and tougher. The bills will keep on going high. Inflation rate will go high. Listen, the dollar will keep on rising against your currency. Listen, there will be lots of chaos, and all these things are to keep you away from having your connection with God. Your heart is actually you, because you are not different from the divine feminine source. I told you God is a woman. I told you the creator is a woman, and the necklaces are here. I'll talk about it. The creator necklace will remind you of God. You find the woman inside. You are not different from the woman. The masculine energy came from the feminine energy. It's the feminine energy that births all life. So when you begin to fast, right, it makes you high. You set a high vibration frequency for that. Intentional fasting. If you've not fasted before, you can start with intermittent. You start with intermittent, then you go on a 24-hour. You are going to hear. You are going to become personal. You are going to reach a moment of solitude. You are going to reach a moment of solitude. You are going to reach a moment of solitude. You are going to reach a moment of solitude, because with fasting, it is an eye and eye. It's an eye and eye, and you don't need to be in the 99. Decide to be alone. You are going to be surprised that God has been living in you day and night. It's not a joke. religious kind of fasting. Oh, you are not fasting for a deity. You are fasting for your vibration. How do you find God? Stay authentic. Stay true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Allow the naturality. Things should be naturally occurring. Heart. Stay true to yourself, because listen, if you don't stay true to yourself, right, you can't stay true to people. You will be faking because you yourself. So you the one saying fake friends, are you real to yourself? Start being real to yourself and you're going to attract positive people. Stay true, authentic. Stay real. If it's this, yes, that's it. And that is how you are going to go into your dark night, because when you stay real into yourself, your dark night becomes loud. That's where you know that no, too much ego. There's a lot of ego inside you. There's a lot of things to deal with. You have lots of weaknesses and traumas you have to heal. Because you can't find God in trauma. You can't find God because trauma is a low vibration thing. Trauma is not natural. Trauma is not from God. Trauma is from the whole system. The system seeks to traumatize you. There are physical trauma. I've been through physical trauma. A concrete trauma. And many people have gone through that kind of thing. Every trauma you can think of is designed by this whole matrix system. It is an intention that you should be traumatized in your childhood. It's a setup. It's not a joke. It's a setup. So how do you find God? Outside trauma. So you have to heal. And it begins from the child within needing to be healed. That innocent child that you were, that childhood connection. Do you remember your childhood? That was actually your godly moment. That was your God mode. Because you were so pure, innocent, and real. Whatever you see, you say. How you feel, you communicate it. As you are growing. But you stopped. Because you have to please. You can't find God in the matrix. Come on. For you to find God, you need to be high. Not everybody that takes the Mary Jane gets high. No. It is few people that get high. Because when you talk about high, it's not what you think. It's not like, you see, people think that I'm high means that it's like you are not, it means you are not in control. Right? So because some people, they get it and they begin to be controlled. The plant begins to control them because of why? Because they were not taking, when they were taking it, they weren't in charge. There is a discipline and a composure. When you are really high, there is a discipline and a composure. You tend to become so present. You tend to feel a certain I and I. So you can be there active after the experience. And that moment is so godly. You find God. You feel your heart. The ability to maintain that vibration even without the plant. That is powerful. And that should be your achievement. And that should be the achievement to achieve. Because it is giving you a taste of high vibration. That is why some people, they end up becoming addicted. Because, listen, they get a feeling, okay? And the plant is showing them a feeling, okay? There is a lecture, there is an orientation practically going on, right? They tend to enjoy it. They tend to enjoy the orientation. They don't want the lectures to end. So they top up. Because that moment, they felt so out of this world. Listen, The plant takes you out of this world depending on your vibration. So you come out. If it is not bringing you out of this whole bill, you listen, you get a feeling of heaven when you get to the plant. Because heaven simply means that a life without bills, a life without bills, a life without payment, a life without debt, a life without loan. That is heaven. Because it's the capitalist system that is controlling the whole people. The capitalist is controlling. And when we talk about capitalist, it is the ability to hold money and use it. So meaning, if you come out of the capitalist, then it means that you are not serving money anymore, right? You have come into yourself. That is why there has been an ancestral life before this life, where they were not under any capitalist and they were good. They were connected to the plant. They were connected to the plant. But you were calling them primitive. But they were not under pressure or any tension. But you right now, you are under pressure. You are under tension because you have to top up your mortgage. You have to top up your rent. You have to top up your this. You have to this. You have to do this. You have to do that. How do you find God in that situation? You can't. No matter how many people you see them trooping into a concrete building, calling themselves religious people, they have still not found God yet because they are in pressure. Go to them. After the church, they come back to pressure. They come back to the situations, to the issues of life. So you find God when you begin to come out of this whole frequency. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life, which means that we create this whole issues for ourselves subconsciously if we don't protect our heart, because there is always a subconscious move. Subconscious simply means that you are not conscious of it and it's happening. Doesn't require your permission, very feminine. So for you to have a good subconscious culture, you have to consciously work on yourself. And that is by coming out of this whole thing. So when you get high with a plant, it is supposed to give you a feeling, a billless feeling, a feeling of not giving a fuck. A feeling of not giving a fuck about anything now. And that moment, God will visit you and tell you that you need land, you need food, you need skills. You need to be grounded. This is how you heal your roots. Grounding. You need land to heal your root chakra. Because the whole concept of this God you see in religion is simply your root chakra, your survivor, root sacra. Right? That's where it is resting. It is a toxic masculine energy. It's a toxic masculine energy. Very rigid, hard ass. Rigid. But when you get to your higher self, right, it's very feminine. I tell you, God is a woman. The creator is a woman. Your ancestors saw God a woman. Because God is your higher self. As you begin to climb to your heart, you shoot into your throat, you shoot into the third eye, into the pineal gland, right, to your crown. And then you feel that you are speaking your truth. You are enlightened by your own intuition. And you find your truth. And this life becomes a journey to you. Right? I appreciate you all for this time. You can order for your creator necklace. I'm on heat right now. Trust me. You can order for your creator necklace, right? Your creator necklace. Your creator necklace is for you. It's yours. It is your turn. It is your turn. Yours. It is yours. It is your turn. Your turn. To remind you of the divine feminine source. And it's very powerful. This is how they got the ankh. This is how they got the cross. Right? Religion is feeding on the feminine energy illegally. And that is why if women begin to protect their energy and call their power back, these shackles or foundations of religion will come down. But no. Most of the women are not doing it. They are not protecting. Kotie bia obedi. Kotie bia to abedi kotie. Kotie bia akos bedi. Kotie bia ama di kotie. Ya di kotie. She likes dick. The girl likes dick. The woman will heal you. The woman will heal you. Hey, you will heal. Don't worry. Some women like dick. Oh. Listen, there are some women, their lives revolve around dick. The essence, life is making sense. Dick. And that is why they have plenty children. When you come here, they have plenty children. And it's because they love dick. They like it raw now. And and it's not even about the quantum or the number, but it's about the unplanning. The person is not expecting a child. You see, there are some people, they have children, they're actually not expecting it. It was out of fantasy and pleasure, and it came and it was like, okay, at least child is good. But you were not really expecting a child. Children are formed in spirit first. And it is a conscious work. That is why it is the man that has to go to the woman for a child. The woman is not there bringing child. That's not the woman's job. But you, the man, you prove qualification to get a child. So you, the man, you are going. You are the consciousness. You are going to do the right? But that consciousness that you are coming with, it is the woman that gave you that consciousness. You have the consciousness. You make your will. You make your creation. You make your culture. So God is a woman, right? Yes. Nothing is going to change that. Crazily. Right? And that is how we can transform. It's about the heart. I appreciate you all for this time. If you want some, you can shoot me an email. It's all on my YouTube description link. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Right? It's an amazing moment. Sister Dixon, Sister Dixon, Sister Dixon, Sister Dixon. No dick, no dick, no dick. Please. Brother Dixon. Oh, Petra do. Eh. Remember ni bua cho. When di try no honto no. Inti ni sika de na ahye. Ni sika ahye because of di twa. Twa no odi twa sa. Okosa no odi twa sa. Eye ni say oye oga. Eye ni say oye baron. Because we did tresa trebia or say obu on was a trebia me here bia na me baby amidi. When we ye nyefe, when we ye enyefe, what bro homas. Right? Should I translate it to English? I mean, there are some men, they like sex, they like to, and most of them, you see them, they have become slaves. Nothing is going on well. They are suppressed. They are spirits. They think they are doing it. Yes, me, any girl I get her. You don't know what you are doing to your life. This year is karma. The problems that men are going to create for themselves because of the problem they think they are creating. You think you are doing someone, but you are doing yourself. You think you are manipulating, taking advantage of people. Sometimes young girls. You manipulate them. Your time has come. God is here. Karma, the woman. Asasiao. Okay, we will continue.